Hello, everyone. Welcome to a live session about making good decisions in your life and how to really determine if it's a good decision for you. And I think this is a really, really important topic because your decisions are what affects the results in your life, right? Hi, Yasmin. Oh, thank you, Lesmine. Many love and blessings in return. Many love and blessings in return, as always. Thank you so much. It's my honor and pleasure to do these live sessions, and I'm really excited about this topic because decision making is very individual choice, and what may be good for somebody else may not be good for you, and what may be good for you may not be good for somebody else, right? Because you are a unique, energetic being with unique soul's journey, soul's path. And so this is why being able to really understand whether and really feel that your internal authority telling you that this is a right decision is really important to manifest that abundant, prosperous life. So let's just clear the energy of the room and then we will get started. And while I'm talking about this specific topic, if you have any questions, let me know what the questions are, and I'm more than happy to answer the question. So let's just clear the energy of the room. Just be present, breathe naturally, and stay in the power of now. God, angels, spirit guides, and masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to create this sacred space. Thank you so much for allowing us to talk about this topic of how to make decisions that are right for each individual, these beautiful souls that are in this room, so that can manifest a beautiful life and manifest a vision for the future that they have for themselves. Thank you so much for removing any low frequency energies that do not belong in this space, for allowing this session to go off without a hitch, with peace, flow, serenity, and for wonderful exchange of ideas, exchange of messages between me and the viewers and the divine to come through in a way that it should. So thank you so much for allowing this beautiful session to take place in the now. And so it is. Namaste. And so it is. Hello, Becky. Great to see you. Okay, right before I get going, just to remind you, the 69 moons herb Xiaoyasen Plus is to help calm and focus the mind. Yuping Fang San Plus is to help with supporting a healthy immune system. And they're both based on traditional Chinese medicine formulas. And we added additional herbs to this classical formulas for better efficacy. And the reason why I love traditional Chinese medicine, and I take traditional Chinese medicine herbs every day myself, is because it's really an energetic system. The whole TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, is based on the principles of qi, life force energy, yin yang energy, and the 5 elements energy. So the whole TCM, which is really used in China as a healing system, is an energetic system. Okay, so now let's get started on this topic of how to make really good decisions for yourself so that you could manifest a better life. So the premise of, making a decision, a lot of times as we move through life, we question ourselves, right? We question whether we are making the right decision, making the good decision. Sometimes we're like, oh, should I move or should I not move? Or maybe it's something about finances, or maybe it's something about relationship. Maybe it's something about a career. Should I take that job or should I not take that job, right? So you have to make decisions every single day, even if it's a small decision or a decision about diet, decision about food, decision about health. These are really important decisions. And even the smaller decisions can be very important. It may not be so, the smaller decisions, when you accumulate them, right? Small decision, small decision, small decision becomes an accumulation of a big decision. So even small decisions can affect your life, maybe not in a bigger way, but if you keep making those small decisions, they could affect your life as an accumulation of affect your life in a bigger way. So this is the topic that's really vital to manifesting the life and success, a vision of that you want. So a lot of times the mind, the information comes in, right? And as information comes in through this head and ajna center, head is over here, the ajna center is in the mind, the head is the center in human design. The head is where it comes through, the information comes through, and the ajna center is where it starts, it gets processed, and then it goes down to the different areas of our body. And so we really, really want to connect with our body to be able to make a decision. And human design, they call it that inner authority. The inner authority, and for different people, the inner authority is in a different place. For some people, it could be in the gut. Some people, it can be more in the chest area. But basically, even if a lot of times, they said, listen to your gut. Well, that's what that means, is really listen to your body, because your body doesn't wants to keep you safe, wants you to succeed. So the body is a beautiful, beautiful tool to be able to make better decisions. And so as this information, as society, we have all the white noise of society. This information is coming in, this information is coming, this information is coming in. Most of the information that really is out there is not necessarily for you, for any of us. It may be, and so what's really relevant is some of the information is really relevant for you. That's what it really comes at. That's some of the information. Most of the information is probably not for you. So that's where you have to make a decision, right? This is where, because you have to decide what is not useful for your life and what is useful for your life. What resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you, because so much information is coming in from so many different sources and places. Especially if you look at social media, you pick up the phone, there's information all over the place, right? Now you even have ChatGPT where you could get information. And while ChatGPT is a great tool, it's not 100% accurate, and everybody knows that. Okay, it's not necessarily 100% accurate. So there's just a huge amount of information. And that white noise could really create a lot of chaos and confusion in the ego mind. So every time you say, Moon, I don't know what to do, I am so confused. What's going on is you've got too much information swirling in your head, and it's creating confusion. And then that confusion creates chaos. And then that chaos creates stress, creates anxiety, because it's like the unknown and you don't know which way to go, right? You're like sitting, and it makes you almost frozen, debilitated, because you're like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Right? So there's a lot of imbalance in that. Of course, that's going to create chaos and anxiety and stress. There's no question about that. It's going to create all of that stuff because it's just too much information, right? And so what it is that we've got to cleanse this mind. We've got to clean it out. Cleansing palate. So things like meditation cleanses the palate, or spending time with nature cleanses the palate. What are the things that you could do in your life to first cleanse that palate so that you could be in a more peaceful place before you make that decision? So when you have a decision and you could feel and you could see and in your internal world that you're just stressed and you're confused, that's not the time to make a decision. That is the worst time to make a decision. Do not make a decision when you've got too much confusion, you don't know what to do, you feel stressed, you feel anxiety, you feel frozen, you feel debilitated. That's not the time to make that decision. Walk away, pause from making that decision, walk away and do the things that calm you down. Whatever it is for you, it doesn't have to be meditation. It doesn't have to be doing this. Meditation just means being fully in the now. That's all it really means, being fully present in the now. That's what real meditation is. It doesn't mean going like this. So if you're eating and you're fully present with the eating, like you could taste everything and you could feel it going down your throat, and you're very present about the chewing and the eating process, that's meditation. being fully present in the now. Doesn't mean doing this. And the reason why you do this is to train yourself to be more and more present in the now as you move through life. That's why you do this. It's a practice to train you to move in that direction. And so once you start to once you're more calm, and whatever you have to do to get yourself in that place, and for different people, it'll be different things. It could be going for a walk, going hiking, spending time in the ocean, spending time in the desert, spending time by yourself, whatever it is. Listening to certain type of music could also put you in a more calmer place. Get yourself more in a calm situation. And then when you get yourself in that calmer situation, that's the time to then ask a set of questions to yourself. And this is a list of questions that you can ask yourself. You can ask, am I making a decision based on fear or based on confidence? Am I making a decision based on fear or based on confidence? Because if you're making a decision based on fear, then that's not a powerful decision. Fear should not stop you from doing and manifesting a beautiful life. In order to get to a certain level, to a higher level, you go through things that you are maybe feel uncomfortable doing, but you should. And getting over that fear is part and parcel of your expansion and growth. So if you're making decision purely based on fear, and there's legitimate fear and there's illegitimate fear. There's fear that's literally legitimate, right? If somebody is chasing after you, with a knife, then yeah, you should have fear. That's legitimate. But if it's a fear with like, you know what, I don't know, I don't think I'm qualified, I don't think that I can level up, I don't think there's too many unknowns of what I'm going to be, how I'm going to do that job, and do I have the skill set, do I have this, like questioning yourself, questioning your ability, questioning your worthiness, questioning your ability to manifest. Those are not valid fears. It's just fear for the sake of fear. Because you can rise to the occasion. You can, because you have every potential to rise to that occasion. So that's just a limiting belief that you have about yourself, which then translates into fear. So that's the first thing to ask. Is this coming from a place of fear or place of confidence? So write it down. Answer it in an honest way. And then if it is coming from a place of fear, write down the reasons why you have fear. Write it all down. You could say, I don't think I know enough about this. Oh, I don't think I have enough skills. I don't have enough. Write it down, what all your fears are. And then on the other column, you can say, okay, I don't know much about this, but I can learn, right? And overcome my fear by learning. I could take a course, I could look online, I could research, right? I could take online courses. I can even go to university to take a course. So that there's a solution for that, right? So find out what the solution is for the fears that you have. Because there's always a solution that you could level up. You could meet the challenge. So then that's a question. First question, am I making decision based on fear or confidence? Another question is to ask, am I doing it to please others? Am I doing it to please others? Because a lot of times we do things that just to basically please other people. People pleaser. Because we want to feel accepted. We want to feel liked. We don't want to disappoint. So am I making decision? So there were times when I made decision because I didn't want to disappoint somebody else. I didn't want to let them down. And I've done that in the past. But it wasn't really the best decision for myself. And I knew that it wasn't. I knew deep and down. So be honest with yourself about that question. Am I doing this to please others? So that's a really important question to ask. Because if you're doing it to please others, then it's not really the right decision for yourself. Now, if you're doing it for yourself and it's pleasing others, then that's okay. But you can't make a decision just to please somebody else. So that's question number 2. Number 3, ask yourself, if I make this decision, will I feel expansion and growth? Will I feel like I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm expanding? That's a really important question to ask, because one of the things that, let's say, for instance, if you take a job, right? Is this job going to make you feel expansion and growth, or is it the same old job that you don't care about, that you feel stuck, but you're just doing it for the money? That's another question to ask, because you want to be growing, expand. That's your soul. The essence of your soul wants to grow and expand. That is the absolute essence of your soul, that it wants to grow and expand. So ask yourself, am I really expanding or growing with this path, with this decision? Am I going to learn new things? Am I going to feel excited? Am I going to feel motivated? And when you feel like you're learning, that's when you feel the expansion and growth. Another question to ask, does this feel aligned with my higher purpose? You know, there's a feeling that we all want to be on our higher purpose. Nobody wants to just be here just to, very few people, you want to feel like you're contributing to society, you're contributing to the planet, you're contributing to the world, right? Because that's where you find that purpose. And the purpose is what makes you feel expansion and growth. So you want to ask yourself, does it feel aligned with my higher purpose? And from there, you can ask, does it align with my value system? So let's say you're making a decision about taking a job. When you look at the employers that have interviewed you, the company culture, do they represent and align with your value system? Does this decision align with my value system? That's another way that you know if you are making the right decision for yourself. Does it align with my value system? That's really important, because your values is fundamentally who you are. And you want to make sure that those big decisions that you make are in alignment with your value system. Another question, does it align with my natural talents and gifts? And even if you don't know how to do something, because you can always learn how to do it. Does it? So for example, this is a great example. You may be somebody who's really interested in technology. And it really just you're so geeky about technology, about technical things. And you're thinking about maybe become a CTO of a company, which is Chief Technical Officer of a company. Do my talents and gifts lend itself to that? Because if it does, that's another way you know that you should be doing that. Because there's some people who are just not going to make great chief technical officers, even if they study it and learn it, they'll still probably be mediocre. There are just some people who have natural gifts and talents towards that field, or even writing. Writing is another thing. There are some people that just have wonderful talents, natural talents and gifts towards writing. It's amazing. So that's where you also want to be honest with, does this really align with my talents and gifts? Another question that you can ask. And then after you've asked, there's one more question. Does this align with my interests, and do I feel motivated? Does it really align with my interests? And do I feel motivated? Because that's another thing that you should ask yourself. Because if you're gonna, let's say, again, I'm going back to taking the job. Does the job really interest you? Does the company interest you? Does what they're doing interest you? Do you feel like you're going to get motivated every single day, wake up to do that job in that type of company? Does it truly interest you and motivate you? Because there are things that I have zero interest for. One of the things is I have very little interest in sports. Does it mean that I never watch sports? No, but I have very little interest in it. So I'm never going to do a career in the sports space because I generally do not have any interest in it. So it would not be good for me to be in the sports space. I'm interested in metaphysical things. That's why I do what I do. Energy, numerology, astrology, anything to do with metaphysical and energy is where I'm really interested in. That's why I do what I do. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very interested in certain healing modalities like traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurveda, because they're energetic systems. Human design is an energetic system. So then once you've kind of answered those list of questions that I put forth to you, once you answer those questions and you're saying to yourself, God, I'm answering these questions, then check in with your body and ask your body. Check in. Close your eyes and check in with your body. And then ask yourself that question. Is this job for me? If it, let's say the decision that you're making is a job, right? You can ask your body, ask your inner child, is this body in alignment with me, with my life, with who I am? Ask, check in, and see signs from your body. It might be something in the chest. Maybe if you have this contraction feeling in the chest or a contraction feeling in the gut, a feeling of like, nah, doesn't feel right. Some contraction feel, it might not be the best thing for you because it's like, you know when it's not a good feeling, right? So check in with your body. After you've asked those questions, check in with your body where, or maybe you might have a headache. You might, by asking it, that there might be like some sign of a headache. For every person, it will be different. The body will respond differently. But if you feel like this nodding, it's not a great sign, right? But if you feel this just expansion, like, oh, I feel expansion. I feel excited. I feel motivated. My body, everything in my body feels light. It doesn't feel so heavy. That's a good sign. So check in with your body. Close your eyes and check in with the body. Where in your body? It could be for different people. It could be different part of the body. It could be the shoulder for somebody. It could be in the heart. It could be in the gut. It could be in the head. It could be in the leg. Check in with your body to see what your body is telling you, because your body will always try to keep you safe. Always. Because what's happening is that's where your subconscious mind and your higher self is speaking. And the manifestation of that speaking from your higher self and that subconscious mind is through the body. That's why, people say, God, I have a gut feeling. People always say that. What's your gut say? What's your gut say? Because they're checking in with their body. So that is the final step. And when you've gone through this practice and this exercise, you will come out of it on the other side really feeling like you made the right decision. And this is really great for, especially when you're making big decisions in your life, like taking a new job, making a big investment in something, maybe money investment, or maybe you're going to move and you're not sure if you want to move to another state, another country, right? Those are big things. Or date or marrying somebody or dating somebody, right? That's a big deal. To have that relationship or marrying somebody, that's a big deal. This is wonderful for these big decisions that you're going to make in your life. You want to check in with your internal world and go through that process and ask yourself those questions, and then finally check in with your body and see what your body is telling you. Okay? Okay, so if you have a question, let me know. Let me know. Hello, Genevieve. Genevieve says, I feel tired spiritually and physically. Why? Okay. Well, that's a good question. I think if you're empathic, you might be you might be taking on the energy of the heaviness of the world. And you're not even aware that you're taking on other people's energy, low frequency energies, and that's making you feel physically and spiritually tired. And a lot of times people who are more empathic, as they absorb these low frequency energies and it's being held in the body and you're not releasing it, you're going to feel more spiritually and physically tired. Aside from just living life, right? A lot of people are living stressful lives right now because they might not feel safe. They might feel like they don't have enough money, whatever those physical reasons are, those life reasons are, right? There's the environment that we live in, right? And that environment, if you're taking in all of this toxic energy, these low frequency energy, and you're holding on to it, it's going to make you feel spiritually and physically tired. So you've got to do things to rejuvenate that. You've got to do things to rejuvenate your energy, your chi, your life force energy. So if you're doing things that like you're trying to work, you're going to have to pause. There's certain things in your life that you may have to, or maybe if you're seeing too many people, then pause seeing too many people. If you're working too much, then pause that you're not working. You've got to create some balance, take some time off, and take it time off for yourself, because those things will absolutely drain you energetically. Now, in a physical sense, there are things like diet, right? The people that you hang out with, they also will drain your energy. So if you're not consuming the right diet for your constitution, in Ayurveda, they say constitution, which is your pitta, vata, and kapha. If you're not eating a diet that is in alignment with your constitution, that will also drain you spiritually and physically. So maybe you want to consult with an Ayurvedic practitioner or even a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. Because in traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, they look at everything. They look at your lifestyle. They look at your mental and emotional health and your physical health, because everything affects that energy. So your energy, you've got low, your energy is drained now, and you've got to fill up that cup of energy again. And how do you fill that up? What are the things in your life that's going on? Are you surrounding yourself with negative people? Are you taking in this heavy energy? Are you protecting your energy? Are you cleansing your energy? I have lots of guided meditations about protecting and cleansing your energy. Use that resource. Let me give you a resource on cleansing energy. It's a guided meditation where you can cleanse your energy. So let me look that up and give you that guided meditation to cleanse the energy. This guided meditation is called I'm trying to find this meditation on cleansing your energy, because I want to okay, so let me see. I want to give you a link to this. This is one. I have several, but here's one meditation to cleanse energy. Use this guided meditation, but I have other ones. Look through my guided meditation. You want to make sure you're constantly cleaning your energy out. Okay, that's really important. So let's all do a little prayer and send Genevieve energetic healing and energy her way. Dear God, angel, spirit guide, send a massive divine prayer. Thank you so much for allowing us to send beautiful energy, positive, high frequency vibe energy towards Genevieve so that she may replenish her energy so that she can get back to a better space spiritually and physically. So please, we send her this beautiful light of healing energy so that she may revive that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Okay. Vivian says, I wish to be more in the present every day till I become. Yes. And the way you become more and more present every day is you have an awareness of where your mind is at. So right now you can stop and say, pause. Is my mind in the now or is my mind in the past or the future? Where is my mind? Because if you pause and ask yourself that, you will know where your mind is, whether it's in the present moment or it's in the future or the past. And then you can shift. So if it's in the future, you can shift to the now. If it's in the past, you can shift your mind to the now. So that's an exercise of how you could just pause and ask, where is my thoughts right now? That's how you can get back to the now. Okay, Genevieve, I work with special needs people and I have much patience with them. Yet I have no patience or happiness with average person, including my family. Yes. Okay, Genevieve, I get it. What it is this, is that, first of all, God bless your soul. And thank you so much for working with special needs people. And when you work with special needs people and you have a lot of patience with them, first of all, you're like an angel. I just want to tell you, the work that you do, you are an angel because it takes a lot of patience, right? And special needs people you're taking on their energy, partly by being, you're being patient. And their special needs. So they're not necessarily going to have all positive energy, right? Because they're struggling themselves. That's why they're special needs. They have their own struggles. And now you're interacting with that energy of theirs, right? And so inevitably you're going to absorb some of that energy. And because you're so patient, all you do is just sit there and be patient and work with them in a beautiful way. And you're just absorbing this energy. You're taking it on. You're taking it on because they've got to release their energy, right? It's got to get released. So as you're interacting with these special needs patients, you're taking on energy from them. No wonder why you would be so tired. So then what happens is when you go home, when you leave your job, right? You've got to now release that energy. You can't just leave it in there. That energy's got to get released. So that's why you're not patient with your family, with your friend, people outside of that, because that energy has to get released. So what you have to do is when you take on that energy from your patients, you've got to go home and you got to let it go. You got to cleanse it. It's a cleansing, release, 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 release. The other exercise is to just close your eyes and see when you're in front of a patient, imagine yourself being this wave energy and seeing any energy that comes towards you just being bypassing through you. It's just going through you, through you, through you. And do some energetic cleanse. Use my guided meditations to clean that energy. Let it run through you. And that's why you are, not patient with your family, because you've got to release that energy somehow. The patients are releasing it to you. Now you've got to release it to somebody else. And that's the reason, Genevieve. But I want to let you know that the work that you do is incredibly important. And you are such a beautiful soul for having so much patience with these special needs people. That is a beautiful thing. And I want you to know that we are so lucky for you to be doing this work. And those patients are very, very lucky that they have you. So I want you to know that you are doing such a beautiful thing. And I absolutely admire you for the work that you do. So thank you so much for that service. Beautiful. Parry, thanks, Moon. Blessing, love to you. Oh, thank you, Parry. Beautiful. Thank you. Blessings and love to you as well. Okay, Vince. Hi, Vince Perron. This is Michelle. Oh, hi, Michelle. I feel like so much of my energy is being drained from family members. They asked me to pray for them. However, no one asked me how I am doing. I am a cancer survivor. Please help. Wow. First of all, God bless you for surviving cancer. The fact that you survived cancer, you have done, you have basically overcome the greatest obstacle of your life. Anybody that survives cancer has survived one of the greatest obstacles of life. That means that you can really do anything, Michelle. So the thing is this, is that I get it. I get that you're saying that people want things from me, but why aren't they, supporting me, right? They keep wanting things from me, but they're not supporting me. And so what it is this, is that the family member only knows what to do, can only behave where they are mentally, emotionally, where they are mental. I always say people behave based on where they are at mentally, emotionally. So what you're saying is they're not even aware that they are just draining you out. Like they're just ignorant about what they're doing to you. And some of that it is selfish energy. It's a selfish energy. And I understand that. So where you start, you have to make peace with this situation because they are your family. So you're going to see them, right? So one of the ways to make peace is say, okay, these are not the people, don't have high expectations from what you're going to get from them. So that's number one. Allow them to be who they are because you're not here to change them. You're here to change yourself for your own expansion and growth. So don't have the expectation that you're going to change them. So just say, okay, I understand who they are. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you're protecting your energy. So when you interact with them, make sure you're protecting your energy. And don't let their energy penetrate to you. Don't let it pierce through. I have lots of energy protection videos. Don't let it pierce through you. And don't expect them to do more or give you more than they can or know how, because they're just in another space. So if you're in a space of, think about it, put yourself in their shoes. If you're in that space where it's about me, and you can't think about other people, how do you expect to get anything from them, right? To give back to you or ask you, how are you doing, right? If it's always about me. So lower your expectations, lower your standards about what you can get from them, and then protect your energy. Then look for a community that really wants to support you. Maybe it's your church, maybe it's a friend, look for a resource. Maybe it's a therapist, maybe it's a therapist that you want to see, where you could get that therapy session where you could be able to release your energy onto that therapist. Or maybe it's a church community, or maybe it's your pastor or reverend or priest that could help you, where you could get that support from other people. But the greatest support that you could get is really internal. When you really connect with yourself and you really connect with your higher self, your divinity, that divinity has so much energy that you feel supported. And you could get that from the divine. You can always get that from the divine, energy from the divine. You got to connect with it. You got to access it. And that's not to say that you shouldn't have support from people around you, but don't look for support from people who can't give you the support because they're not in the mental and emotional space. Let them be who they are. Protect your energy from them. Send them blessing from afar. But get the energy from the divine and from people that truly want to care about you and support you. Okay. So that's the way to go with that. And it's not to say that, and because, you have to understand that if somebody is in a me place, they can't give anything to you, right? So then you have to understand that, and you can't expect it to come from them. So lower that expectation, send them a blessing from afar, and lower that expectation, protect your energy, and seek out people from outside that can truly support you. Okay, so that's a beautiful question. Genevieve, my craziest part is I give great support for people, but I seem to be stuck myself. I wonder if others feeling this too. Thank you, Moon. Yes, a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that it's like kind of a doctor. They say sometimes the greatest doctor doesn't take care of himself. Like, he takes care of everybody else so well, his patients really well, but he's like smoking, drinking, and he's not taking care of his own body. Well, that's what that is, because you are such a compassionate person. You are a healer, and you give so much. So you're always thinking of other people first, but you have to start thinking about yourself first, because if your energy drains to a point, you can't help anybody else, because you're not going to be able to be healthy to help other people. So you have to start putting yourself first, your well-being first. Put it first, and then go out and help people. That's not a selfish energy, because if you've lost all your energy, that means you're going to get sick. You're going to have health issues. And if you have health issues, how are you going to help your patients? How are you going to help anybody? So you've got to be in a good place first. So make sure that you're in a good place first before you go out and try to. So that means cleansing your energy and reviving that energy, because it's all energy. Okay, so Genevieve, thank you so much again for the work that you do. It's beautiful. Okay. Okay, Vivian says, okay, let's see if other people, let's see if other people have questions. Vivian, if I have time, I'll go back to your question, okay? Because I want to make sure that I give I'm fair to other people as well. Oh, wait, I didn't answer your question. Okay, so Vivian says, sometimes when people treat me not in a good way, it may bring me down, and I feel down for a long time, like even a day. How can I navigate such situations? Okay, I understand. What it is this, Vivian, is that I understand. So not feeling good for the day is not the worst thing. I mean, if you tell me I'm not feeling good for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 5 months, that's a real problem. But what you're saying is you're asking me, how can I jump back, return to feeling good in a shorter period of time? So if somebody is treating me badly, how can I return to feeling good 15 minutes later or 20 minutes later or 30 minutes later, not for the entire day, right? And sometimes it depends on the situation, right? If it's really bad, then it might take a day for you to feel better if somebody has really treated you badly, right? But if it's somebody at work and they said something that you didn't like, that doesn't necessarily warrant a whole day, right? It may warrant 15, 20, 30 minutes. And so that's where you have to develop your own inner way that you could say, you know what? There's mantras that you could say, affirmations where you could say, I'm just going to close your eyes and see that what they did to you is just passing through you, passing through you, passing through you. And you could say, I let this go. Doesn't affect I am unconditionally worthy. I am unconditionally lovable. I am the perfect image of God. My power is within me. This person has no power over me. This person has no power over me. This person has no power over me. And see any energy just passing through you or being released through your chakra system, just going down, and give it to Mother Earth and say, I let go of this low frequency energy. I give it to Mother Earth Gaia, who will absorb it and turn it into positive energy. I am unconditionally worthy. I am unconditionally lovable. I am the perfect image of God. This person has no power over me. Okay, so try that, Vivian. Okay, hi Kim Lloyd, how are you? Thank you, Genevieve, for the donation. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to, but I very much appreciate your donation. Thank you. But it wasn't necessary, but I thank you so much. Okay, Genevieve. Hi, Perry. We all have to learn to balance our lives with nurturing and the ability to live in a healthy and creative way. Spend time with nature and stillness. I 1,000% agree with you, Perry. Thank you for that advice. Spend time with nature. Nature will always bring you back home to your soul. Ashley says, I am going through this as well as I take care of elderly. Yes, Ashley, very much. So do exactly the suggestion that I gave to Genevieve. And if you just came on now, Ashley, then rewatch this video because I gave advice to Genevieve for this situation where you're taking care of other people and absorbing that energy. Okay, so go back and watch the earlier part if you weren't here in the earlier part of this video. You're welcome, Vince. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. Michelle. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's see. Vanessa Yvette. Hi, Moon. I'm navigating caregiving for my elderly parents, continuing to parent my young children, 18 and 21, and welcoming in my second grandchild. Oh, congratulations. Feeling overwhelmed, but extremely grateful. Wow, Vanessa, I don't blame you for feeling overwhelmed. You're taking care of your elderly parents, you've got young adults, and now you've got a second grandchild. And I'm sure a lot of people are looking to you for help, right? For support. They're looking at Vanessa, Mom, help with my grandkids. Your kids are still kids. I mean, they're only 18, 21. Yes, they are legally adults, but they're still in many ways mentally, emotionally, they could still be like children, right? And then your elderly parents, they need help. So I don't blame you for feeling overwhelmed. I don't blame you for feeling overwhelmed. That is a perfectly normal way to feel when you've got all this going on around you. But the fact that you said that you feel extremely grateful is so beautiful that we could all be inspired by you because you are grateful and you are blessed. You know why? Because you have two beautiful children, 18, 21. You have two beautiful grandchildren. You have parents that are still alive. Those are the greatest things to be grateful for. And of course, you're going to feel overwhelmed. So you really need to physically take some time for yourself, like time, like even if it's 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm going to go for a massage. I'm going to go out. I'm going to have lunch I'm going to go for that yoga. I'm going to take 2 hours. I'm going to spend some time with my friend and I'm going to have lunch with my friend. And you can have your kids watch their kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is that structure your life so that you could absolutely spend some time to do the things for yourself, whatever that might be. So, you know what? I want to go and get a massage. I want to go and, get a facial. I want to do things for yourself. It's really important when you're trying to service everybody, you have to make sure that you take time, consciously take the time for yourself. That is so important because you're draining your energy and you need to replenish that energy so that you could take care of everybody around you. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to take care of everybody. But I just want to say how much I admire you, and we all admire you for being such a super woman, super mom, super daughter, super grandmother, right? That's what you are. You're playing so many different roles. So we really admire you for that. And we send you so much healing, so much energy your way. So you could really support your family in the way that you do. So thank you for that. You're welcome, Vivian. You're welcome. I'm deeply grateful to provide any suggestions. This is such a great Perry, this is such a good resource for the best to understand what is needed for our sanity and our own personal feelings of our own individual interests and best wishes. Thanks, Moon. You're welcome, Perry. Okay, Vanessa Yvette says, any suggestion how to carry without blame? Okay. Oh, you're saying that you feel like, can you be more specific with that question? Any suggestion how to carry all the, oh, I see what you're saying, carry all that responsibility without blaming other people. I hear what you're saying. The only way you can really do that is to take time for yourself. Right now, there's no balance. And when there's no balance, you're going to blame, right? You're going to want to blame because there's no balance in your life. Everything's for other people. Everything's for other people. Everything's for other people. So what do you, how else would you feel? I don't blame you for feeling and maybe blaming this person, but right? Because you're not creating any balance in your life. So if you're not creating the balance and you're doing everything and it's all your energies going out and nothing's coming in, of course you're going to want to blame others. So that's why you have to create time for yourself. That time that then the energy will come in, because right now all you're doing is putting out energy, but you're not bringing in energy. So in order to stop feeling the blame, you've got to bring in energy. So what are the things can you do to bring in energy? Spend time for yourself. Do the things that you need. Maybe you want to go to that yoga class. Maybe you want to go for a facial. Maybe you want to go for a massage. Maybe you want to go for the walks. Maybe you want to take a day and go to the beach. Maybe you want to take 2 days and go somewhere, right? You have to take time for yourself to bring that energy in, replenish that energy, okay? So that's what it is. Okay, and we're so grateful for the work, the support that you provide for your family. You're like a superwoman, superwoman. Oh, you're welcome, Vanessa. And when I say that, it's not incredibly kind words. You are a superwoman. I would not be able to do what you do. When I look at what you're doing, I know, I'm like, oh my God, how does she do it? I mean, you are a superwoman, but all that energy is exiting. It's not incoming. And as you keep exiting, you're just draining and draining and draining your energy. You got to do things that are incoming, that energy, income. There's got to be, if it outgoes, it has to come in. It's got to be that yin and yang balance, the ebb and flow balance. If it goes out, then it has to come in. If it goes out, then it has to come in. Can't just be going out, going out, going out. There's no balance in that. And that's what's happening right now. You're giving to everybody, but none of that energy is coming back to you. That's why you feel so overwhelmed, and you're going to feel drained at some point, to a point where you're not going to be able to help anybody around you. Okay, great. I'm glad you received the message. Wonderful, Vanessa. Perry, finding the way to live in harmony with peace of mind and open heart generosity, but blessing our own lives with tenderness and nurturing. Be kind to yourself. Oh, thank you, Perry. Beautiful wisdoms. Perry always has wonderful, beautiful wisdoms. Okay, so is there any other question that I can answer? If not, we can close out the session. So I just want to say I'm very grateful for the questions and all of the energy that you all put towards your family, towards your friends, towards your patients. My God, the work that all of you do is tremendously admirable. I want to say absolutely admirable. And I am so inspired by the compassion and support and help that you give to others. But make sure you give back to yourself. The energy must be balanced. What goes out must come back in. What goes out must come in. Okay? Okay, so thank you so much. Let's do a closing prayer. Dear God, angel, spirit guides, and masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to create this open space about the topic of making good decisions. Please allow these beautiful souls to not only give beautiful, compassionate energy to others and support others, but to receive in kind, so that their energy can be balanced and harmonized, so they may give more to support their family, their friends, their patients, their clients, but make sure to receive that energy in return so that they can serve at the highest level for other people and for themselves. So thank you so much for reminding us of this beautiful wisdoms and all the messages that always comes through. Deeply grateful for your continued advice, continued suggestion, continued wisdoms, continued protection, and most importantly, your unconditional love. And so it is.